Hello. Welcome, everybody. My name is Kate Evans, and I am so excited to be with you and join with you all in this free mini webinar. So we're going to go for about 30-40 minutes, and at the very end, we're going to have a Q&A session. So stay tuned for that, and let's hop right in. All right, a little bit about me and the purpose of this webinar is I grew up in Kaysville, Utah. It's a great little place to grow up, and I had a really great childhood. I'm not going to lie. Like, my parents are super awesome. I got 2 younger brothers, and we've had a good time. But I just wanted to pave my own path. And as I've been paving my own path, I've hit certain blocks in the road and have struggled a lot and just, have gone through ups and downs just like each and every single one of us. But 15 months ago, I found myself completely financially broke. We were struggling a lot as a family. And although we were happy, we were just ultimately like not feeling good and needed to my husband's here in the background cooking in the kitchen, and he goes stressed. That was a great word to use there, Josh. I'm not gonna lie. And anyways, so I started to dive really deep into self-development and being able to manifest and create the life of my dreams. And this is something that I've always worked on. It's something that I've just naturally felt drawn to most of my life. But the past 15 months, I've taken it to another level. And I want to share that with everybody tonight. And the purpose of this free webinar is to teach you and give you an opportunity to manifest the Christmas of your dreams. Now, for some of you, you can actually do this between now, today, December 2nd, and until December 25th. So time's ticking away. You got 23 days. But if you're just really starting in this and you want to explore this a little bit deeper, maybe you could think of this as how to create the Christmas of your dreams for next year. So let's dive and hop right into things here. Okay, so 15 months ago, like I said, we were really struggling, and here we are. Here's a picture of us. We're a cute little family. This is our son, Dan. He's now 3 years old and is just an absolute ball of fun. And when I was 14 years old, I remember I was struggling a lot with some friendships, people that were just misusing like our relationship together, and I just didn't feel loved. And I was also really struggling to fall asleep at night, and it would take me like 45 minutes to an hour to fall asleep, and I never could figure out why. But one day I found myself at a presentation, and this presenter was taking everybody through a visualization about how to sleep better at night. And I thought that was so interesting. So I decided to participate, and I applied what I learned that day. And from then on, I have been able to fall asleep within a shorter time frame. It now only takes me 5 to 10 minutes most nights. Hopefully that's correct. Josh might know better than I do. Unless we're talking to all hours of the night, then that's a different story, right? But that really changed my life. And flash forward till today, like, I've been able to use these skills. You guys might be like, well, what the frick crap are those pictures? I promise there's a point to it. Flash forward till today, as I've used these skills to create the life of my dreams and how to manifest what I've wanted, I have pictured in my mind for 2 years now the exact dream home that I wanted to live in. And some of those things, oh my gosh, I didn't upload one of the pictures that I wanted to, but that's okay. So some of the things is in my dream home, I wanted to have a brown door, and I also wanted to have an archway in my house. And on the right-hand side, I always pictured, as you walk through that brown door, a staircase that went up to the second floor. And I also pictured in my mind having strawberries and raspberries and hydrangea. And super exciting. Look what has happened. Here's a picture right here. Strawberries. Here's a picture of hydrangea, and here's a picture of raspberries. And there's an archway, and we have a brown door, and there's a staircase. Holy cow, how did that even happen? Well, we're going to talk about that in this webinar today. Okay. A few other really, really freaking cool things that have happened the past 15 months is I was able to be on stage with one of my mentors for a extremely amazing breakthrough that absolutely changed my life. And I was able to pay out of my own pocket for a vacation that my family took to Bear Lake. And we've been able to eat out more often. Not gonna lie, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. And we like Texas Roadhouse. We like Tucanos. They're great places. And I also purchased with cash my dream car, and I've wanted this car for like years. Can't even. Oh, I still can't believe that car is in our garage right now. And on top of that, I've been able to go to a bunch of different lakes, and I've also lost over 10 pounds, and it's just been absolutely amazing. Holy cow. Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to create the Christmas of your dreams. And this is what personally our Christmas is going to look like. And we're testing it out. We went from broke, no Christmas presents, and we would literally make a Christmas tree out of what we just had in our apartment. So one of the things that we did was we actually took a green bed sheet, and we hung it from the ceiling and made it into a triangle. And that was our Christmas tree for the year. And another time we actually took a green laundry, a laundry bag, and we put it over some styrofoam or something, and we made a Christmas tree out of that. We were pretty freaking resourceful, not gonna lie. And my husband doesn't know this, but I actually just ordered the Christmas tree, and that is arriving soon. So we're super excited about that and being able to afford presents. But the most important gift that we've given ourselves this year for Christmas is a home. And not just any home, but the home of our dreams. And it's been a huge blessing. Okay, so why is creating important? I want you guys to all pull out a pen, a piece of paper. Let's talk about this. Why is creating important? Well, creating is important because little did you know, or maybe you know this pretty darn well by now, that you are a child of God. And God is a creator. He created this earth. He created us. He created our bodies. And because he has an ability to create, and he has a body of flesh and bone, just like we do, we can learn from that. And because we are spiritual beings living in this physical world, it's so important that we learn how to create, because we can ultimately become as God is. And that's my personal belief. Well, what is creating? What is creating? Creating is being able to think, visualize, and take action on the things that you're wanting to have happen for yourself in your life. And whether you know this or not, you're always creating. And creating ultimately comes from our thoughts. So for you personally, and even take a moment to write this down, what thoughts do you have when you first wake up in the morning? Well, that is exactly what sets the tone for the rest of your day. And how do we create? We think, we visualize, we act, we actualize. So thinking, how do we think? Honestly, this just ultimately comes down to having a spirit. Our spirit existed before we had these bodies, and our spirit was able to think and make decisions. But now we have a actual physical body that helps us do those things. So we have a brain that helps us be able to visualize in our mind. Like if I was to say white elephant, think of a white elephant, even though there's not a white elephant, unless like, I don't know, you're in some different place of the world, there's probably not a white elephant out in front of you, but you can think and visualize the white elephant, okay? And then we also act upon whatever we're thinking and visualizing in our minds. So for example, like if we wake up, and I used to wake up in the mornings and I would think of like all of these horrible, wretched experiences that had happened to me before in the past. Like I had a softball coach who would pressure me to do a certain exercise that would re-injure and make like an injury that I had when I was pretty young, made it worse. And I held a grudge against her for so long. I would think about that every morning. And all that created for me was bitterness, hardship, and it also attracted other people that treated me the same exact way more into my life. And so that's what I was acting on. Okay. So when you act on those things, then you actualize. So actualize, if you've ever read the book by Norman Vincent Peale called Power of Positivity, you know that actualization comes from being able to act. And when you take action in faith, those in my mind are synonymous words. So act and faith, they mean the same thing. They mean the same thing. How cool is that? So whenever you're acting in faith. Faith towards something, whether that be good or beneficial for you in your life, or whether that not be good or beneficial for you in your life. And actualization, that's being able to manifest and make possible, make it reality. For example, okay, this is what really started off my whole journey is I wanted a white pair of shoes, like really, really freaking bad. And I felt guilty about wanting those, but I would think about it all the time. For whatever reason, I felt like I needed white shoes. And the reason for that is because we all need shoes, right? We need shoes to function. And I also do work a job where I need to be presentable somewhat. And I needed some nice shoes. So I decided one day that I was going to act upon that. And I came across these shoes. And when I first saw these shoes, I thought to myself, I can't have those. Those are too expensive. Well, what was I doing there? I was thinking, I can't have those. Those are too expensive. So I visualized myself not having those. And because I visualized myself not having those, I actually acted upon that thought when I was shopping with my mom. We actually like walked away from these shoes. And as I walked away, I was like, hold up, like this is going totally against everything that I have thought and imagined in my life and what I know and how to act and create. So I went back and I freaking bought the shoes anyways. And that's how I actualized having this shoe. And guess what? The money came. The money was already there. It was just a matter of time. And I'm going to go ahead and drink my apple beer. This is not actually beer. I've never put beer to my lips except for apple beer. This thing is freaking amazing. My husband got it for me. So cheers. Okay. Now let's talk about your own creative process. I want you to drop in the chat what your biggest takeaway so far has been. And then we're going to hop right into your creative process. So go ahead and drop that in the chat. Once you've dropped that in the chat, go ahead and answer some questions here. So here's my questions. Make sure you have that pen and paper, okay? And that you're in a somewhat quiet place. If you need to like ask a friend, ask a family member, ask your husband, whoever's home with you to watch some kids, do that. If you need to like pull over to the side of the road and write something down on a receipt, do that. Trust me, I have done all of those things. Why is creating important to you? Okay, why is creating important to you? So I'm going to go ahead and give you guys 2 minutes to write down why creating is important specifically to you. Okay, so go ahead and do that. I'll give you 2 minutes. Why is creating important to you? Okay, 1 more minute. Why is creating important to you? All right, 10 more seconds, and then we'll move on to the next slide here. Okay, next question is, what does creation mean to you? What does creation mean to you? Okay, 10 more seconds on that one. All right. Last question for you. How do you create? Now, you can answer this question in one of 2 ways. You can either answer what we had previously talked about on another slide, which is to think, visualize, act, and actualize. Or you can also answer it in terms of how is it that you personally create? What do you do to create the life of your dreams? Is this something that you're currently working on? Or if it's not something you're currently working on, how would you like to work on it? How do you create? Okay, a few more seconds on that one. Perfect. Okay. All right. Now go ahead and drop it in the chat. Some of your answers. Go ahead and drop in the chat. What is it? Why is creation important to you? What does creation mean to you? And how do you create? Okay. So thank you so much for doing that. Now, this next step that we're going to all take is we're going to do a visualization. And in order to do this visualization, you can either choose to participate or not participate. Please do not do this while driving. And I do not proclaim, or I do not even claim to treat, diagnose, anything like that. I don't claim to heal, anything of that nature. So this is all based off of if you want to choose to participate in a visualization or not, totally fine either way. Okay, so whenever you're ready, go ahead and take a couple deep breaths. And just sit back in your chair. And once you've taken a couple deep breaths, go ahead and just close your eyes. And this is a time for you to take a moment to yourself, setting aside all distractions and all of the worries of the day. Just roll off your shoulder, just like a river rolling down into a lake, having all of those worries, concerns, tensions, expectations, noise, anything not reality, just moving downstream. I want to take another deep breath and think to yourself, setting aside all expectations. What do you want your Christmas to look like? Whether that be this year, this Christmas, or a year from now, next year, next Christmas. What do you want that to look like for you? Where do you want to be living? Where do you want to be living? Expectations from other people, limitations all set aside. Where do you want to be living? And when you have that in your mind, then where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be around? What types of people do you want to be around? Who are your friends? What family do you want to spend more time around? What type of people do you live around? Who do you work with? Everything that allows you to feel good, happy, like you're feeling fun, allow that to be true and just sit for that for a moment. Good. Good. Go ahead and take another deep breath and see in your mind that visualization even clearer. What sounds can you hear? What sights do you see? What are you listening to? And now see in your mind all of the different steps. Allow it to just rapidly happen for you. All of the different steps that are happening now as evidence or that will happen soon for you to create and have that be actualized into your life now. If you need to cry, go ahead and let those tears out. If you need to take another deep breath, if you need to grab a tissue, whatever you need to do now. And if you're feeling disconnected, that's okay too. Go ahead and take another deep breath. And I want you to pretend and imagine that that has already happened. This is the key. The key. Just pretend for a moment as if you are already there. If you just walked into the home of your dreams during the holidays and it's Christmas morning, you have friends and family over. Maybe there's a Christmas tree. Maybe there's not a Christmas tree. Maybe there is a couch that you've always wanted, or maybe some new workout equipment, or maybe there is somebody that you are taking care of to help them through the last days of their life. Maybe you have a family member that is in need of some help, Whatever that looks like for you, allow that to be. And for you, this will happen. This will happen because you are ready. This is exactly what you want. And the last step is to ask whatever you believe. If you believe in God, ask God. If you believe in the universe, have the universe help you along. Ask if it's the will. If it's the will of God, if it's the will of the universe, if it's your will, whatever feels right for you. And if that be God's will, allow it to happen. And from this point moving forward until Christmas, you will experience impressions, insights, promptings, ideas that will come to your mind that you can act immediately on in the best way possible for you, so that this is guaranteed to happen for you as long as it is your will and God's or the universe's will. And if all of that is right and true and acceptable to you, go ahead and take a nice deep breath and come fully back to the present moment. Go and take a nice stretch and open your eyes, feeling better than you've ever have in your entire life. Take another deep breath. Welcome back. Enjoy the rest of your day or night. Wherever you are, from near and far, I am here with you to support you. Thank you so much for attending this and playing along with us. We've had so much fun. Feel free to reach out with any questions. For those of you that are ready to make some life-changing shifts in your life, if you're at the end of your rope, you are more than welcome to hang out and play with me on Facebook, Kate Evans. I also have a group just created called Becoming Awakened. You're welcome to send a request to join that. You're also welcome to contact me by email, katemindskills@gmail.com. And go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. This is my YouTube channel here as well. I'm going to go ahead and post this on my YouTube channel, so feel free to watch the replay. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye.